Hello, today is Saturday, June 9th, and it's time for our freestyle meeting highlights, which this week is set your summer goals. I set a goal between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I met it, and I'm not the type of person that can set long-term goals or too strict of goals, but I'm going to have fun this summer, and I'm going to reach some goals this summer. I really am. I'm going to get back to it. So the good news is I had a loss. I had lost 0.6, so I'm back down to 235.7, but I need to lose another 0.2 to get back to where I was at my best loss. My best loss was 68.7, but right now I'm at 68.5, so that's not bad. So my small goal for the summer is for my birthday, which is in 3 months. I'd like to lose 20 pounds. So that's kind of a high goal for me, but it's 12 weeks, so it's a little over a pound a week. Maybe I should rethink that. But you know, as close as I can get, I'll be happy. My real goal is, I've been stagnant. I've been in the 30s since March 10th, and we all know I'd like to get into the next set of numbers. So my goal, my small goal for my anniversary, which is July 2nd, is I want to be into the 20s. So I have to lose 5.8 pounds. And it's 4 weeks to my anniversary. So I can do it. I really can do it. So that's only a little over a pound a week. Very much can be accomplished. But we need to set some summer goals. My quote that the leader had was from Aristotle. And he said, "Well begun is half done." And we all know you have to start somewhere. You can't just wish and hope and pray. Wishing and hoping and thinking and praying. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. What you need to do is you need to tell someone what your goal is. A lot of times, if you tell somebody, it's gonna really help you out. A lot of times you don't want to tell somebody, "Well, I'm on Weight Watchers," and then they go, "Oh, can you have that? How many points is that? Is that on your diet?" This is not a diet. You have to realize that this is a lifestyle. And the more you set yourself up to accept that it's a lifestyle, you'll have success. You don't have to be 100% at it, because nobody is 100% at it 100% of the time. Everybody has their slips and slides, and it would be nice if you could stick to something 100%, but what in life can you really do 100% of the time and do it at full 100%? I don't think there's too many things in life. There are things, I'm not saying that there aren't, but there's really not a lot that you can do out there that you can say that you truly do, you give your 100% effort 100% of the time. As long as you're motivated. If you're just good 95% of the time, 90% of the time, you're going to have some loss. You really are. I have terrible weekends. I just have absolutely terrible weekends. And I'm not going to do that anymore. That's one of my summer goals, is to consider that Saturday and Sunday is still a weekday, not a weekend, not a free-for-all. I seem to think that weekends are free-for-alls, and they are not. It is a freestyle program, but that doesn't mean it's a free-for-all. You have to, like I told them the other, when I was looking, because this is my plan for the week. I'm not going to go crazy. I usually go crazy on the weekends because I think, well, I deprive myself all week. And, you know, you're not depriving yourself if you're following the program. You can incorporate it. I did buy some Suzy Q's. I'm going to be honest with you. I bought a box of Suzy Q's, and I have them in the freezer, and there's 7 points for one Suzy Q. I am going to know that during this week, sometime during the week, I'm going to have a Suzy Q, and I'm going to incorporate it into my points for the day, and I'm not going to deprive myself, and I'm not going to feel like, well, I'll just wait till Saturday, and then Saturday I can eat whatever I want. I'm going to eat what I want within reason. I'm not going to go crazy. We did go over the book a little bit today. We really did. It says to choose your summer journey. Let me show you the page. And it says, what does the word summer conjure up for you? Maybe it's relaxing by the pool. Well, we had pool incident. Check out my video yesterday. It was not so relaxing. Maybe it's a blur of kids, family events, and yard work. There's always gardening to do. I have baseball games for my grandchildren that I'm always going to. But whatever It does. Summer always tends to shake up your routines. And that's so true because especially if you have children, you get up in the morning, you get them off to school, you give them their breakfast, you bake their lunch, they come home, you have a little bit of free time, and then you have your dinners, then you do the homework, then you do the baths. So you have a routine. In the summer, it's really a free-for-all, and you really have to really rein it in. For me, the summer means I have to rein in my fruit because all the fruit is out now, and we know how crazy I go in the winter with the fruit. I can't go that crazy in the summer. And I know everybody's saying, well, this, like it's a healthy fruit and all that. It's still sugar. It's still sugar. It's a better sugar, I'll agree, than the Suzy Q. But sometimes I eat so much fruit trying to satisfy that sweet urge. Whereas if I just had the 7-point Suzy Q and got it over with, I might limit my fruit intake and not go so crazy. My plan this week is to try to take some of the fruit and replace it with a vegetable. I know it's not that I should do that in the winter, but I'm gonna try it now. And that tells you to get goaling. Be specific. Describe exactly what you plan to do. Don't say I'm going to go on vacation, so I think I'm going to go for a walk every day. No, say every day I'm going to call my friend up and I'm going to knock on her door in her room, and we're going to go for a walk between 8 and 9 in the morning. If you have a specific goal, a specific time, you're more likely to stick with it. I like to get up in the morning and go for my walk right away. That is part of my routine. If I get busy doing something else and I don't get my walk in, I never go and walk again during the day. I just don't. Yesterday I had my daughters, and it threw my whole routine off. And I didn't walk, and I kept saying, well, when their parents pick them up, I'm going to go for a walk. And you know what? The walk never happened. And then you really want to be reasonable. Start off small, because like they told us at our meetings, you want to break your goal down and make a small goal, because that's going to lead to another small goal, and that's going to lead to a small goal, and then another small goal, and then pretty soon it's going to lead to your big goal, and you're going to lose all your weight. You have to know, you can't say, I'm going to walk an hour a day. You have to start up. When I first started walking, I walked a half a mile, and let me tell you, it really winded me. It was really, really hard for me to walk a half a mile. But I slowly increased it to a mile, and then a mile and a half, then 2, then 2.5, and so now I'm at 3. 3 is pretty much where I'm going to stay. I don't want to go much farther than 3 miles a day. But in the morning, I walk 3 miles, and then I probably put on like walking around the house and doing yard work. And in the summer, obviously, I put on a couple more miles during the day. But it's moving, and that's what I like to do. And you want to frame your goals as actions that you want to do instead of what you don't want to do. Eat lunch at home before getting the kids is more actionable than stop eating in the car. So you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to sit down at the table and I'm going to have my breakfast, or I'm not going to grab something and eat it on the run. And on the short term, you want to check your progress at least once a week. Even if you do it once a day if you want to, if it helps you troubleshoot your challenges. I weighed myself a lot this week. I usually don't do that, but I knew that I had gone so bad, took the wrong path last weekend, that I was really determined that I was going to have a loss this week, because my mind said I have to have losses at least consistently, because if I get into the pattern of gaining again, I'm going to get discouraged, and I don't want to do that. And you only want to work on 1 or 2 goals a week. Don't say, I'm going to get up every morning, I'm going to prep all my meals, I'm going to track everything I'm going to eat, then I'm going to prep all the foods, and I'm going to put them in little baggies in the refrigerator, then I'm going to go for a 3-mile walk, and then later on in the afternoon I'm going to go for a bike ride, and then I'm going to sit down and eat my meals at the table. That's too many things. Just pick one thing at a time. Once you meet that one goal, then maintain that goal and move on to another one, which means, like the small goal leads to another small, and that's what you want to do. And this is what you need to do. Get set for summer. What you want to say is, my small action, what can you start now to work towards summer success? For example, if you want to become a better cook this summer, you could set a goal to try a new recipe each week. And then what you want to do is think, well, tell yourself, what am I going to do? I'm going to look it up on my internet. I'm going to look at a cookbook, and I'm going to see if somebody wants to do it with me. Maybe if you took a cooking class and just say, hey, why don't we take a cooking class? You might get somebody that wants to do it with you. Always have a specific goal. Answer these questions to create a goal for making your small goals happen. What do I want to do? I want to try 1 new recipe a week. When will I do it, and for how long? I'm going to do it on Friday evenings when I get home from work. And then you want to write your goal down on a piece of paper. Whatever you want to do that's close at hand. I have my little journal that I keep track of, and I do my daily vlogs. And so if ever I want to look back on something, I can always do that. You can always track on your app. I don't track too much on my phone app. I don't know why, I just don't. I never got into the habit of it. So the Think Again page is, unhelpful thought is, I'm not going to enjoy my vacation because I'll worry the whole time about losing weight, and I don't want to have to be worrying about that. But the helpful thought is, if I worry about losing weight, I won't enjoy my vacation. But losing weight doesn't have to be on my mind constantly. I'll bring my strategies with me. I can also decide to maintain my weight. I am going to be missing 2 meetings in July. The first 2 meetings, I'm going to miss the 7th and the 14th because I'm going to be up north in Lexington. I've already checked, and there isn't any meetings that are close by. And then I'm going to be going to Duluth in the following week, and I'm traveling on the day that I would be going. I could go during, I can't go during the week because I'm going to be up at the cottage, and then when I get home, there's no meetings that night. Because I'm coming home Friday night and leaving Saturday morning for Minnesota. So I'm going to miss it. But my plan is I'm going to pack my healthy foods. I'm going to put them in little portion-sized packages. We each have our own bedroom. I'm going to have my own little shelf in my bedroom on my dresser with my food and my little space in the refrigerator. And that's my plan. I'm going to plan it out. And I did it last year. I went on vacation and I did lose weight. It can be done, and you can still enjoy yourself. If you try, figure in you're going to have ice cream or something like that, it's really no different. You're a lot busier too, so you don't necessarily have to go crazy, although I usually do. The unhelpful thought is, with the kids home and all their snacks in the house, it's inevitable that I'll gain weight this summer. But the helpful thought is, summer can be more difficult with the kids home, but a gain isn't inevitable. I'll make a plan for high-risk times during the day and share what I've learned with healthy eating with my kids. That's what you need to do is you need to, like, if you start eating healthy and having your snacks and stuff like that, you can teach your children the right way to eat. And they can learn. They can learn that, like sometimes instead of an apple, I want to have a cookie. Sometimes instead of a cookie, I want to have an apple. This looks very good. It's a pasta with rosemary, roasted vegetables, and feta. It looks very good. So we'll see how pretty the picture is. I think that looks pretty good. And that would be it for the book. It's the Freestyle Set Your Summer Goals. And we're going to set our goals. What you want to remember in the summer is you're going to have new routines. It's going to give you new challenges, but it's also going to give you new opportunities. And you want to give yourself a sense of meaning and purpose. If you have the right strategy in mind, it's going to point you in the right direction. You're going to make smart choices, and you're not going to go crazy. And a successful summer looks like someone who doesn't lose their momentum. Sometimes you'll lose your momentum, but please don't lose your motivation. I've lost my momentum. Like I told you, I've been in the 30s since March. I'm going to get into the 20s. That's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to stay on track, I'm going to eat healthier, and I'm going to exercise more. So I'm going to put this paper, it's some goals. I'm going to put that right after the end of this. Some goals that you can meet yourself, that you can describe for yourself to see what you want to do. And let's get fun. Let's get fun. Let's have fun. Let's have some summer goals that we're going to stick with and we're going to love doing, and we're not going to feel like it's a chore, because you know what? It's summertime. It's summertime, 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 summertime. See you guys later. Okay, this week, make a list of what you want to do for your goal. You fill in the blank. You're going to drink water. How many ounces? Days of activity per week. You figure out how many days out of the 7 days you're going to do some type of activity. How many hours of sleep you can get each night. How many days a week will you meal prep? How long will you work out? And how much weight would you like to lose before the end of the month? And always check out the weekly, WeightWatchers.com/weekly topic if you're an online member.